Hey there, and welcome to Careers Unchecked, the podcast where we stop checking boxes and start making moves. This is for barrier breakers, career builders, and anyone who's ready to build a career that actually feels like theirs. I'm Brandy Oldham, career coach, interior designer, and year-round iced coffee drinker. Around here, we keep it real. From navigating career pivots to figuring out how to stay balanced when your to-do list feels like it's just never ending. Whether you're chasing that next promotion, thinking about switching things up, or just trying to figure out what's next, you're in the right place. My goal? To help you trust yourself, take action that feels good, and build a career that's sustainable, not stressful. So grab your drink of choice, settle in, and let's get to it. Let's talk about a phrase I've heard more times than I can count. Well, I'm not looking for a job right now, but if I ever decide to make a move, I'll give you a call. Every time I hear this, I smile because I get it. It makes sense on the surface, but it also reveals something deeper, a misunderstanding about what career coaching actually is and who it's for. So here's the truth. Career coaching isn't just for job seekers. It's not a service you pull out of a drawer when you've hit a breaking point. Yes, we absolutely help with resumes and job boards and all of the interviews and things that happen with a job search. You're covered. But the best coaching work I've done, it's with people who are actually staying put, people who want to grow in place, people who want more clarity, more confidence, more alignment without necessarily leaving their current job. Because the idea that coaching is only for people in transition, it's just outdated, and honestly, it's limiting. It keeps people from getting support at the exact moment they need it most, before burnout, before they're desperate for change, before they're polishing a resume in a panic. So let's expand the picture of career coaching, and let's talk about maybe who this could actually be for. How about the new manager finding their voice as a leader, the mid-career professional wondering, where did my spark go? The high achiever doing all the right things and still wondering, is it just me who feels like this? The person getting feedback at work and not sure how to actually implement it, or maybe the employee who wants to prep for a performance review and make it count. So if any of those describe you, I just want you to know career coaching is for you. So let's talk about a few past clients so you can kind of wrap your head around all this. One client came to me after being promoted to a senior role. She wasn't new to management, but this new level definitely brought new pressure. She told me, I don't want to fail, but I don't feel like I can ask anyone these questions without them thinking less of me. So we worked on delegation, team trust, and speaking up in meetings. She didn't need a new job. She just needed space to grow into who she was becoming and a safe space to do so. Another client had been in the same role for 5 years, respected, well paid, but quietly, she was completely over it. She told me, I feel guilty for wanting more. I should be happy. So together, we explored what more meant to her. She didn't need to quit. She just needed a role redesign, one that gave her time for strategy and space for herself. No resume required or any other job searching elements. So if you're wondering, okay, when should I work with a coach if I'm not job searching? Here are 5 powerful moments where coaching can help. Number 1, you're not sure if you want to stay or if you want to go. Maybe you're feeling restless or undervalued or like something's off, but you're not quite sure what that is. This is actually one of the best times to work with a coach because we can untangle the noise that's going on in your brain and get to the heart of what's really going on. Sometimes it leads to a new job, I'll be honest, but other times it just leads to a powerful change right where you are. You don't have to burn it all down to feel better. In fact, I just met with a client this week who is in this exact spot. She's been in her role for about 9 years. And when she reached out, she said, I think I'm feeling burned out and I'm pretty sure I need to leave my organization. But after we talked it through, we realized something really important. She loves her team. She respects her boss. She believes in the company. What she really wanted was an opportunity to grow, to develop new skills, explore fresh challenges, and really feel engaged in her work like she did when she first started. So now we're building a development plan just for her, aligned with her interests, her energy, and her future goals. She didn't realize she could do that on her own. She thought she had to wait for her boss to make it happen. But with her manager already stretched thin, we're now taking charge of her growth. And that shift, well, it's already making a huge difference. She already has a plan in place to make some big changes day to day. All right, reason number 2. What about you're growing into something new and you just want to do it well? This might be a new leadership role, a bigger title, more visibility, or just higher expectations than you've ever carried. You're excited, but you're maybe a little nervous, probably doubting yourself a little bit. Working with a coach here is like having a thought partner, a sounding board, a cheerleader all in one, somebody to walk alongside you. You don't have to fake it till you make it. You can actually build it with support instead. I think back to a client I've worked with for, years now, but 3 years ago, she had just accepted her first people manager role. She was unsure about taking it, full disclosure, not because she didn't want it, but because she said, I don't want to half-ass this job. And as a little side note, that's usually a sign of a really good people manager. So she partnered with me twice a month for that first year, the entire year. We practiced conversations before she had tough one-on-ones with her team. She had a safe space to vent frustrations, talk through challenges, and think critically about how she wanted to respond, instead of just reacting in the moment. It was a game changer. Fast forward to today, she's moved up in the company. She's overseeing, I think, at least 3 or 4 offices, and she has actually passed on a lot of her former employees to my team. And all of her former employees say the same thing. She's the best manager I've ever had. And let me tell you something. It's not because she's perfect. She's great. But it's because she took the time to invest in her skills, to grow her leadership potential with intention, and to do the inner work most people skip. All right, number 3. Maybe you're not in crisis, but you know that what you're doing right now just isn't sustainable. This is one of the sneakiest places to be. You're functioning. You're getting good feedback. Maybe you're even being told that you're killing it in your role, but internally, you're fraying. You're splitting apart. You're doing too much. Saying yes to everything, showing up for everyone but yourself. This is where coaching can help you pause, recenter, recalibrate, and figure out how to build a version of success that doesn't cost you your health, your peace, your joy. How do I know this? Because I've gone through burnout a few times. I at one point had to take 6 weeks off to recover, not because I wanted to, but honestly because my body said enough's enough. And I didn't have a coach when I went through this, and I wish I had. It's one of the reasons I do what I do now. From the outside, everything looked great, but inside I was absolutely running on fumes. That experience changed everything. And again, this is why I do this work, because burnout doesn't always look like a crisis. Sometimes it's a slow erosion of joy, and you don't have to wait until it gets that far to ask for help. All right, number 4, maybe you receive some feedback and you want to grow from it, not necessarily spiral. Maybe it came up in a performance review, maybe it was a comment from your boss that caught you off guard in passing, or maybe it was something that just stung more than you thought it would. Feedback can be a gift, but we gotta be honest, it can also knock the wind out of your sails. It's easy to spiral into self-doubt. What did they really mean? Am I failing and I don't know it? Am I gonna lose my job? What if I can't fix this? This is where a coach can make all the difference. We help you step back, process the feedback without shame, and figure out what's useful, and then turn that into a plan for growth. I worked with a client who came to me after receiving some pretty cutting feedback about her communication style. A senior leader told her she was coming across as too direct, maybe even cold or abrasive. She was devastated. She cared deeply about her team and her work, and this feedback made her question everything. Was she offending people? Had she already burned bridges that she didn't know? Together, we worked to unpack that feedback without turning it into a character flaw. We explored her tone, delivery, intention, and she practiced real-life scenarios where she could still be clear, but also seen as collaborative and warm. She didn't lose her edge. In fact, she gained more range in her communication skills. And now she's known as someone who leads with both strength and care. That shift didn't come from guessing what to change. It came from doing the work with support. You don't have to navigate feedback alone. Coaching helps you use it, not fear it. And last, number 5, you want to prepare for your next performance review and actually enjoy it. Too often these reviews just feel like another check the box exercise, or at least they did for me. A quick recap of what's already happened with a little space to celebrate growth and maybe map out what's next. Boring. One client came to me and said, my reviews feel like I'm just going through the motions. And I just want to change the conversation. I want to make it about my real development, not just performance of the last 6 months or the last year. So we got to work. We gathered her wins, practiced language that clearly communicated her impact, and created a plan to lead the review like a strategy session, not just sit through it. We even outlined future goals and a stretch project she was really excited about, something that played to her strengths and supported both her career path and the company's needs. When the time came, she didn't just show up. She showed up ready to lead that meeting, and it shifted everything. The review became a moment of alignment, momentum, and reviewed motivation for both her and her boss. That is what coaching can do. It helps you take an experience that once felt hollow and turn it into an opportunity for growth, recognition, and intention. So, where do you even start? Again, that's where the Coaching Collective comes in. It's a hand-picked group of career coaches I personally selected, people who share my values, approach, and belief that your career should feel aligned, not just impressive on paper. And every coach brings their own strengths. Ashley is your coach if you're balancing motherhood and a career and want to stop putting yourself last. She gets the juggle and helps you reclaim your space with clarity and compassion. Danielle is for you if you are ambitious, new to management, or trying to lead with confidence in corporate spaces. She helps you speak up, find your leadership style, and grow without burning out. Gary's for you if you're ready to lead at a higher level, open to real feedback, or want a trusted partner to challenge your assumptions and fast track your growth. Janelle's for you if you're mission-driven, but you're feeling really disconnected. You want to make an impact without sacrificing well-being, and you're ready for a career that fits your values. And then Ruthie, she's your coach if you're early in your career and feeling overwhelmed. You want work that feels like you, and you're craving clarity and direction without the pressure to have it all figured out. And me, I work with high-achieving women and barrier breakers who want to grow their careers or businesses without losing themselves. I'll be honest with you. Challenge you, and walk beside you as you build something you're proud of. If you're not sure who to start with, we even have a quick quiz to help you find the right coach for your season, personality, and goals. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to be job searching to get support. You just have to want more and be willing to take the first step. I'm going to drop the link in the show notes, and I hope you take a look. Thanks for joining me today on Careers Unchecked. If you've got a career question or just need someone to bounce an idea off of, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take a breath, take a step, and keep moving forward. You've got this.
Calling all storytellers, performers, and creatives. The Soundstage is your home for high-quality recording in the heart of Clark County. Whether you're working on a podcast, audiobook, voiceover project, audio series, or audition, we offer a professional, welcoming studio space for actors, artists, and creators. Come record with confidence and mention Careers Unchecked to get $5 off your next session. Learn more about The Soundstage, the Northwest's premier voiceover and recording studio at thesoundstagenw.com.